I'm Jake here with another episode of Busby Classics, where I take a look at a Busby blaster from the past that I personally find interesting or unique, or just simply catches my eye in one way, shape, or form, and or I think it has a place in history or even in the current day of blaster fun. Now we're going to take a look at the Busby Clip Tek today, which came out originally in 2007. And it made a few appearances, but originally came out in the Rough Stuff line, transitioned over to the Air Blasters line, eventually made its way into the Air Warriors, and even the Air Zone lineups. Now, it was only around for a few years before fading out, but it introduced a top prime, magazine-fed, shell-using blaster, which, that's a lot going on. And part of that is why this one is not a fully functional unit, that instead I'm keeping as a wall hanger. It does actually cycle through everything. It still will eject the shells, and it just quite simply has a lot going on inside, and I'm not going to do a full tear down and rebuild on it just to get a 45 FPS shot to show you on camera. For me, it's more of I want to preserve a little piece of history here. But the Clip Tek is actually a pretty unique blaster, and this one was sent to me courtesy of Ryan Engelstad, so I want to say thank you up front to Ryan for sending this to me to make this video possible in the first place. Now again, it came out in 2007. It did see some years. It actually stuck around until about 2010-11, depending on the source of information that you find, because it did appear in the Air Warriors lineup, which really came into being around the 2011 model year. Again, the more you search into Busby's history, the more you find out that there are different lines that existed at different points in time with what seems at first like conflicting information, but in reality, it's just that that lineup maybe carried on for a year or two longer in one country or region than it did it in another. For instance, the Air Warriors line, you may have seen it as early as 2010 in some places, whereas other places didn't see it till 2012. So, saying a rough ballpark of 2011 should have been the last time this was seen new on the shelves. So it had a 4-year run, basically. I have to say, rough estimate there, from everything that I could research. But, what was this thing? Again, top prime, spring-powered, magazine-fed, shell-using blaster. Had a capacity of 6 of the shells in this magazine. This magazine is compatible with, if we look up behind me, the Rapid Fire Tek. The Rapid Fire Tek's magazine is compatible with this. I have tested that to be true to the case. There is also a 4-round shell magazine that's out there that I don't have one to test, but supposedly is cross-compatible. Again, I can't confirm that, nor can I deny it. So, does work with the Rapid Fire Tek magazine. The Rapid Fire Tek magazine does work in this, vice versa. Now, you load up your 6 darts into your 6 shells. Put them in the magazine. You put your magazine in with your 6 darts and 6 shells loaded. Top prime back, load to fire, and then flings the shell. It's pretty cool overall that it does that, and that's still fully functional on this model. The only thing that doesn't work is the actual seal is shot, and I don't really want to go and tear this whole thing down because there's a lot going on inside of these. And it being the only one I've ever had in my hands, I don't want to risk what I see as a little piece of history, at least for me. But very unique function. A lot going on. Again, top prime, magazine-fed, shell-using blaster that holds 6. We can kind of look at this thing as almost like a shell-using grandfather to the current modern-day Busby Revolution, which, think of how far it came. that's a long lineage, going from 2007 to 2022. The one you see here with the green and yellow was the primary color scheme that you'll find. I've only seen 1 or 2 others ever, and they were both in this color. But it was released with a red and black color scheme as well as a gray and blue. I haven't managed to get my hands on any other models, so it's obviously fairly rare to find. Even if you're looking on eBay at the extreme markups that people put it on, I still haven't found hardly any Clip Tek, so definitely a rare sight to see secondhand. Now, does it have any place in the modern day outside of being a very unique history piece? No, not really, because there's other Busby shell-using blasters that are more effective. There's other Busby shell-using blasters that have a better place in, if you were, wanting to have the goofiness of the shells. Well, the Venerable Double Shot, the Torrent, and many others actually. The Rapid Fire Tek is more than capable itself. This is basically best left, if you do find one, keep it as a collector's item. It's a really unique piece of history that Busby made with what I find to be kind of their bread and butter. You combining the two things I think that they did really well, and did, in my opinion, better than the other of the big four. And of course, the big four being Busby, Nerf, Dart Zone, and X-Shot. Top primers, I think, is where Busby succeeded the greatest. I know some people are going to say, well, the Sentinel was the best thing that they ever made. And you could throw the Snipe in there as a bolt action. It was one of the best bolt actions out of the big four. And it may truly be that, but I think Busby has done so well with top primers. The Reaper, the Champion, even going back to something as unique and underperforming as this, it still was what it was. And then the current modern day Revolution, which is a $10 top primer that outperforms everything that's not called an Aeon Pro. And it does it at $10. So combine the two things, the shells, which Busby kind of has a special place for those. They're fun to use. I don't care if they're the most combat effectiveness with, flinging foam all over the place with shells, but who doesn't crack smile when you have a Busby Double Shot that you go boom boom and then fling the shells when you open it? It's just fun. And top primers have been something that Busby does very well. And this kind of was almost the ancestor to trees branching out that did both. So kind of a unique place in history. And I'm very grateful to Ryan Engelstad for sending this my way so that I can have it to show off to you in this video. But till next time with the Busby Classic Series, this is Mongoose Jake saying thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this.